Aloha! Today I would like to look at two of the basics of music, the scale and chords. Since we're going to be learning a song called Ebeneezer Sneezer, and I guarantee you, even the kids that already play uke real well will learn something new that they can do with this song. Maybe they wouldn't want to listen to it every day of their life. It'd be kind of a fun thing to sing for your little brother or sister or your nephew or something like that. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is warm up, and we're going to warm up with Grandma. So here we go. Ready? Play. Grandma, G, 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 can, C, eat, E, apples, A. Next, we're going to play the A chromatic scale, which will be 13 pitches. It'll be 12 different letter names of notes, the A at the beginning and the A at the end. Add in so it makes the 13 pitches. Here we go. Start with an open A. Ready? Play. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And coming down. All right, we're going to start with the C major scale. The C major scale is spelled C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. To play the C major scale on the ukulele, you start with the C string, Grandma can. Then you add your second finger to the second fret on the C string. Then you play an open E string. Then you use your first finger in the first fret, third finger in the third fret, open A, second finger in the second fret, third finger in the third fret. Let's try that again together, slowly. Start with open C, finger 2, open E, finger 1, finger 3, open A, second fret, third fret. Let's try it again. Ready? Go. C, 2, E, 1, 3, A, 2, 3. Coming down, probably the biggest mistake coming down that I've seen people make is to forget to play the open A. So we'll watch out for that one. Here it is coming down. Here's the open string. Coming down again. Start with finger 3 on the A string. Ready? Play. Now you can practice that over and over and over again, and we'll include it in our warm-ups from now on. So when we start out with Grandma and then we'll go to the chromatic scale, we'll put the C major scale in there. You see it on this video in two different ways. You see it written out on the staff with the tab under it, and then you see the fingering down at the bottom like we write it on the classroom board. The sooner you get it in your fingers, it's just something you can do while you're sitting there watching television. You won't drive everybody crazy. If you're doing it on the piano, it'd be a little harder, be a little louder. But ukulele is a nice, soft instrument that cannot get in the way of things. All right, so practice that scale until you are able to do it. The next thing are the chords. All right, a chord is the first. If I take the scale, if I take C, for example, I take the C, I don't play the D, I take the E, I don't play the F, I take the G. So the notes in the C chord are C, E, and G. That's a C chord. So I look at my uke. I've got a G, part of the chord, good. I've got a C, part of the chord, good. I've got an E, part of the chord, good. But an A is not a C, E, or G. So I have to put my finger on a note that is either a C, an E, or a G. So I go A, B, C. Now I hold that finger down in the 3rd fret. I start with my thumb, and I start with the string that's closest to my face, which is called the 4th string, by the way. Start on the E string, or the G string, and I'm going to just bring my thumb down across the keys. Some people like to come down with the back side of their fingers, strum that way. You need to be able to do both. I use the thumb a lot. Okay, so drop your hand to your side, put your 3rd finger in the 3rd fret, and let's strum 8 C chords together. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay? The next chord in Ebeneezer Sneezer is the G chord. So I'm going to take my hand, and I would take my index finger, and I'm going to put it on the C string in the 2nd fret. I'm going to put my middle finger on the A string in the 2nd fret. And I'm going to take my ring finger and put it on the E string in the 3rd fret. So my fingers make kind of a triangle. And it's weird because you reach across. It's the most comfortable way to do it, and it's easier to get to other chords if you use those fingers. Okay, we'll do that again. I'm going to drop my hand to the side. I'm going to create only G's, B's, and D's on my ukulele. And to do this, I'm going to take my index finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the C string. I'm going to take my middle finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the A string. I'm going to take my ring finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the E string. I'm going to strum 8 G chords. Ready? Play. Drop your hand. Okay? And the 3rd chord in Ebeneezer Sneezer, a very easy chord, one of the best chords to play on ukulele, is the F chord. And of course, for the F chord, I need F, A, and C. So I'm going to take my pointer finger, and I'm going to put it on the E string in the 1st fret. I'm going to take my middle finger and reach across and put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. Now the only notes that I have are F, A, and C. Listen to the F chord. Let's build it again together. Take your 1st finger, put it in the 1st fret on the E string. Take your 2nd finger, put it in the 2nd fret on the G string. If I show different angles of how my fingers are on those strings, if it will help you. Okay, let's play 8 F chords. 1, 2, ready, play. Now, if you're a beginner, you're going to want to shut this video off right now and practice those chords. And the next step is moving from one chord to another, which is called chord changes. And you need to get so good at it that you don't have to think about it. There's some things that I have to do. I'm playing Blackbird by George Harrison, and it's got some of the most nightmare chord changes in it, for my hand in particular, which won't necessarily bend the right way. So let's try chord changes. First of all, we're going to do a C to a G chord change. Find my C chord. I'm going to move to the G chord and back to the C chord. Let's try playing 4 of each. C chord, G chord, back to the C chord, try going from a C chord to an F chord. Here we go. C chord, ready, play. C to an F chord, back to a C chord. Here it goes again. A C chord, an F chord, and a C chord. Let's try going back and forth on those chords. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and you want to practice that change. Now let's look at the song Ebeneezer Sneezer. Above each word, above each measure, it shows the letter name of the chord. And then above that is the chord chart, in case you need to go back and check where your fingers are supposed to be on the strings. Okay? The song would go this way if I played it with just the chords that are written on there. It would go, Ebeneezer Sneezer, topsy-turvy man, walks upon his elbows every time he can, dresses up in paper every time it pours, whistles Yankee Doodle every time he snores. Oh, Ebeneezer, what a man. Let's try it again. 1, 2, ready, go. Ebeneezer Sneezer, change. Topsy-turvy man, C, walks upon his elbows, F, every time he can, C, dresses up in paper, F, every time it pours, G, whistles Yankee Doodle, C, every time he snores. Oh,